We have invited Kay Kuyo, Legal Officer at the Law Reform and Development Commission. Mr. Kuyo, a very good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right. So much to discuss, but first of all, let's start by establishing what is the legal definition of a customary marriage.
Okay. A customary marriage is basically a marriage that is concluded in accordance to customary laws. And customary laws basically may refer to the customs and cultures that are practiced in a certain community.
All right.
Yeah,
that's what it entails. Yeah. All right. So what is the protection with the new law? What does it offer women, in terms of inheritance or forced marriages? As women in some cultures actually lose all their properties when their husband dies, for instance.
Okay. First of all, this bill or this act would seek to criminalize property grabbing, because in most instances we witness that in customary setups or marriages, when, let's say for example, a husband is deceased, the relatives would come grab property and take and put the family out of the house, the children and the woman. But now that would not be the case. This law would ensure that before the administration of that estate, the woman would have the right to stay in the house and enjoy the ownership of that property as she was before.
Yeah.
And it further also seeks to introduce or align customary marriages with regards to women, in that particular case, with the Married Persons Equality Act, which as we know, it has abolished the marital power, because in customary laws we pick up that there are laws that really favor men more or put them more higher than women. So we are trying to align them to put them together. As such.
Let's just backtrack again. What does the recognition of a customary law marriage entail? Just briefly lay it out again.
The recognition of a...
Yes.
Okay. Basically, it would seek to entail. It would seek to clarify what customary marriages are within the communities. Like, for example, you look at the Vahimba communities. We would like to go to find out when is a marriage solemnized, for example, in this community? Is it when the woman goes and gets the cattle from the men, or at which point do you say this marriage is now official? Yeah. It stands and it is valid. So we are trying to get uniformity with regards to that.
Okay. Yes. Right, let's talk about some of the challenges experienced with the bill. What are the challenges experienced in coming up with a recognition of the customary marriage bill?
Okay. The key challenges that we really experience is the fact that in most customary laws are not codified yet. We do not have a uniformity with regards to what it really is. So it leaves this custom subject to interpretation, because this person would say, no, a marriage is constituted when this happens, when the cow goes this side, or when this does this. So we do not have that. Now that makes it a bit difficult, because these laws are not codified. So we do not know as to what constitutes a marriage, for example. Another one is people misconstrue cohabitation with marriage, customary marriage, because one need to understand that some lieva is not really a marriage per se. It was not a ceremony that went and constituted the marriage. And also one would observe that, for example, in South Africa they have the recognition of customary law marriages act, and one picked up that it has really led to a confusion as to what the law really entails, because there was superimposing. One would realize that they were superimposing several marriages rules or common law rules to customary marriages, and that is what we are trying to avoid as such. This is just a recognition of these marriages, but not necessarily to infringe upon their customs or impose new.